Speedway Redevelopment Commission, our first meeting in 2023. We welcome you all back, and we're excited for a new year. I will call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock tonight. With me tonight, we have our Vice President, last year's Vice President, Rhonda Schwartz, Sean Harold, and Chris Meter is our new member tonight. We'll hear from her in a little bit. Our Speedway Schools representative, Eric Roseborough, is here this evening, as well as our Economic Director, Todd Cook. So I've confirmed that we have a quorum and proper notice was given for our meeting. So I'm going to introduce Chris Meter and welcome her to the SRC for 2023, and I'm going to turn it over to her to introduce herself.
Well, thank you. My name is Chris Meter. I have lived in Speedway about 7 years, and in the Indianapolis area over 20 years. So I'm originally from Illinois, but I'm now a happy Hoosier. I'm really looking forward to working with you on this commission and seeing what we can do. So
great. We're happy to have you.
Thank you.
Welcome. All right. Our next item on the agenda for this evening is election of officers. Do I have a motion for appointment to those positions?
Yes, I will make a motion that we appoint Jennifer Miller as president, Sean Harold as vice president, and let's just make Chris Meter secretary.
Great. I have a motion. Any other suggestions or comments? All right. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Great. All right. All those in favor of approving the slate as mentioned, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 4-0. All right. Exciting way to start the year. Our next item on the agenda is public comment. If there's anybody here who would like to speak, you're welcome to come to the podium. Todd, did we have any emails or?
We did not.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll move on to the next item then. Consent of regular session meeting minutes from our December meeting. Those were previously distributed. Any other comments or corrections? All right. Seeing none, we'll approve those by consent. And next on the agenda is approval of claims and expenses. Any outstanding or unique items this time, Todd?
We've got a couple of expenses that are associated with the Heaven Sent building, 5242 Crawfordsville Road, getting the space up to code. We spent a little money there, and then around Christmas we also had a frozen pipe burst, and we tried fixing it in-house, but we're going to need a professional. So we'll have a little bit more expense. I don't think it'll be a lot, but that's a little bit of a change. We had our bond payments. So those come along twice a year. So other than that, I think everything's pretty straightforward. We had the gate arms completed finally. That was on there too.
All right. Any other questions for Todd?
No.
All right. I will entertain a motion.
I make a motion we approve the claims and expenses as submitted.
I'll second.
All right. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving the claims and expenses as submitted, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes 4-0. All right. Next item is the director's report from Todd Cook.
Thanks, Jennifer. I'll just run through a few things over the last month that has kept me busy. We had our the town's going through the comp plan process. We had our fourth review team meeting since our last SRC meeting. And I think we'll be wrapping that process up maybe the next 60 days. So it's coming along well. I did have a walkthrough of the Heaven Sent building with Odwin. And I'm glad that we had that, because that's when I discovered the burst pipe. So it had been running for a day. We haven't gotten our water bill yet on that, but look forward to that. He's really excited about the space. He and his wife were over and, visioning what they might change here or there. They realize that any improvements that are made to the space, they'll be making some improvements to the exterior too. So that'll be nice. But they're excited to get in there. There's probably a little bit more space in there than what they originally thought there was. But he does a lot of large art pieces, so it's probably going to work out really well. I had a couple of inquiries from real estate brokers that have some clients they'd like to locate here, retain one and two new ones. So I've sent them some ideas on sites. We'll see if they come back with anything. All would be good additions to the community, I think. We kicked off the Crawfordsville High School Road Gateway signage program in this last month. Kind of taking those documents to the construction drawing phase is where we're trying to get. So we had a good kickoff meeting last week on the design development phase. Had a really good meeting with Brixmor representative. That's kind of the general manager for the Midwest for Brixmor, for the Speedway Supercenter. Shared with me that they are, continuing to make improvements, landscaping, the parking lot. They've done a lot of work over by Kohl's in the parking lot. They also indicated that they were looking at doing a mural on the Kroger and kind of improving that grassy knoll there. So I connected them with the Arts Council to see if we could get some help there, maybe. So they were excited about that and want to be a good community partner. Additionally, had a good meeting with AES. AES apparently got some grant funds, and they would like to install a couple of EV charging stations in town. So kind of reaching out to the Hampton to see if they might be interested in having something like there, and also Brixmor, because they have to be within a mile of 465. That's kind of their location key. Let's see, what else? 1300 block. We did have a nice walkthrough last week. Shelby hosted us. We got them their certificate of occupancy, and they will be, closing on the condos. Those are some interior photos of some of the units. They are hoping to start closings next week. So that would They look really nice. I was really pleased with how they turned out. The commercial spaces are running a little bit further behind. I think that only one of them may open by the end of the year. I forget which one.
Possibly La Peep, I think
Yeah,
the
I
other
think it
one's
was La Peep.
furthest along,
I think
yeah.
it was La Peep. Yep. Because we had some issues with vine and tables, coolers, and we got all that resolved finally. So I think they were maybe on hold for a little bit. But yeah, it turned out great, and will be a great addition to Main Street. But that's kind of what's been keeping me busy the last month or so.
Great. Any other questions for Todd? All right.
But actually, I do. You said by the end of the year open, but isn't Vine or La Peep's looking maybe March to
I thought it was by the race at least.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Vine and Table by May possibly, or is that?
Yeah, I think La Peep's space is definitely the furthest along.
Yeah.
They'll probably be first up, and then we'll see what happens after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I say by the end of the year?
Yeah.
That's what I used to say.
Right, we're in January.
In 2022. Yes.
Cool.
Thanks for correcting me.
Good. Excuse me. Our next item on the agenda is one item of new business, which is the SRC appointment to the CDC. And I guess I will entertain a motion for that.
Yeah, I will make a motion that we appoint Chris Meter to the CDC.
I will second that.
Great. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of appointing Chris Meter to the CDC, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Passes 3-4-0. Looking forward to having that connection and continuing our coordination between groups. I think that'll be key, especially as we move into this new season, prepping for our 100th anniversary, a big event for the town. Really looking forward to it. All right, I don't see anything under old business. Is there any this evening? All right. Well, our next meeting obviously will be the fourth Monday in February, but before that, on Monday, February 13th, will be the State of the Town, right here in this building, the Municipal Center. So we look forward to everybody coming out and just reviewing 2022, all of the progress, and celebrate all the work that we got done then. So we'll see you then. Any other events coming up?
Yes, the Speedway Chamber is organizing Mardi Gras on Main, which will happen Saturday, February 18th. So just look to the Chamber businesses on Main Street as far as what they'll be offering that day, and additional information on the Chamber Facebook page.
Great. Anything else this evening? All right. Great start to 2023. We look forward to seeing how it turns out. I'll adjourn the meeting at 6:13.